This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
I'm Tim.
How are you doing this week, Tim?
Bad. How are you doing this week, Tom?
Bad.
Yeah, bad week.
Yeah, a rough week for the world.
Yeah, not a great week. Not a good look for our country.
Mm-hmm.
The
America,
world. Yeah.
for people who don't know.
The state of the world. Many communities in our country, America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It stinks. Yeah. It's a very uncertain time.
it is.
Maybe the most uncertain time ever, at least in our lifetimes.
Yeah, and we did live through like a crazy thing. And
Yeah.
like people think we're being dramatic.
Right.
Probably people are like, oh, these guys, these East Coast liberals or whatever. It's fine. Like, you think what you want about me.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And I often do.
yeah, it's bad news. Some hateful things are really permeating,
Yeah.
percolating.
Yep.
I don't, all the P's.
You know what, though, Tim? We should offer an escape. You know what? We alone can fix this.
I think we're the only ones. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. We need, you know what? People are hearing this stuff everywhere. And like, don't put your head in the sand over it. But
You want an hour break
yeah.
from despair and insanity?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about goddamn Tom Hanks today.
Tom Hanks.
Play the goddamn theme music again. We're doing this.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
And I am Tim.
How are you doing this week, Tim?
Tom, as always, I got Hanks fever. How are you?
Yeah, Tim, I have a pre-existing condition, and it's Hanks fever.
Yeah, you love Tom Hanks so much that you named yourself after him.
Yeah, my name used to be Charles Reynolds.
Yeah.
And now it's Tom.
Charles Reynolds sounded very distinguished,
Uh-huh.
but not.
But it's no Tom Hanks.
It's got nothing on Tom Hanks.
No.
So well done.
Yeah. So the way, because look, we need some organization here when we're talking Hanks.
Yeah, because there's so much Hanks. He's got so many facets, right?
Of course.
He's a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
He's a producer of things.
Yeah.
He's a great man. He's a family man.
Mm-hmm.
He's married to that Cracker Jack lady, Rita Wilson.
Uh-huh. He's got a son. He's got two sons.
Yeah, one of them's a shitbird, probably.
Uh-huh.
Right?
But the other one's Colin Hanks, which is
Yeah.
just like a young Tom Hanks.
We'll get to Colin Hanks. But there's so much. He played the great character Forrest Grump in that movie that we all loved.
Uh-huh. Well, so listen, Tim. This
We need some order here.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm just giddy with excitement here.
we're gonna go through Hanks's career, but we're gonna start at the top, at the most recent. And the challenge here is gonna be within the hour. Can we get to his appearance on Family Ties as the alcoholic uncle
Because Tom,
who he slaps
don't talk about it yet. But that's all I want to talk about. I'm dying
I know,
to talk
Tim, so
about
I gotta-
Tom Hanks' turn on.
that's
Family
well,
Ties.
You know what, Tim? You eat all your dinner, you get that for dessert.
All right, let's move. Let's move here.
So we're gonna start with.
Wait, do we know who? Does everybody know who Tom Hanks is?
Well, if they don't, they will by the end of this.
He's an American actor, comedian,
Mm-hmm.
and filmmaker. Comedian. Wow. Wikipedia.
Yeah, he's a comedian. He's in a bunch of comedies.
Yeah, but like every comic actor isn't a comedian.
Yeah, but Tom Hanks is Tom Hanks.
Yeah. I wouldn't be if they gave him that Mark Twain prize.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be against it.
Well, what do you have to
A
be
humorist.
yeah.
And you have to say the rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated.
Is that how you think he
Yeah,
talks?
is that how Mark Twain talks?
There are no audio recordings of him.
Yeah, I think there are.
There's film of him, but I don't know if they had audio at the same time. Because they were probably like, nobody's going to want to hear how you sound.
But what if he
Mark
sounded
Twain
like
is
this?
like, all right, that sounds pretty good to me, fellas.
I love that they say that about Abraham Lincoln, right?
Yeah. 20 years ago, 14 years ago, 4 years ago. What is it? 4 and how many years ago? 7 years ago.
Really?
4 and how many years ago was it? Oh my God. Everything's already going bad.
Jesus, Tom, we were trying to get our minds of
Yeah.
people that don't understand American history.
4
Dangerous, man.
and 7 years ago.
There
Yeah.
you go, buddy.
All right. I'm like second guessing myself here.
Well, you said 8 other numbers before you settled on
Well, I was mostly concentrating on trying to get the voice right.
that. Yeah, it's true. You nailed it.
Do you want to talk about his upcoming roles first?
Sure.
I'm gonna skip Greyhound because that's in development and I don't know anything about that. But Toy Story 4 in 2019.
Oh, well, now here's the problem
Mm-hmm.
with going backwards.
Right.
Because now all I want to talk about
we'll
is
get to Toy Story then. We don't have to
right.
say anything.
So who do you think he's going to play in Toy Story 4?
It says it right on here, Woody.
Woody.
He's also next year going to be in The Circle,
Wait,
based
hold
on
on.
the Dave Eggers
I
book.
want to talk about Toy Story 4 for a second.
right.
Is Tim Allen going to reprise his role as
I'm
Buzz
sure he is.
Lightyear?
Yeah. Why wouldn't he?
Because, you know what?
What?
I'm sick of Tom Hanks
Mm-hmm.
and Tim Allen
Yeah.
getting kind of like equal billing
Yeah.
on these Toy Story movies.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, they are the two lead characters.
They're the two lead characters, but if all right, hold on.
Uh-huh.
If it's Tom Hanks as Woody
Mm-hmm.
and Harland Williams as Buzz Lightyear,
Uh-huh.
that movie doesn't change.
Right.
Right? Same movie.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear
Yeah.
and John Cryer as Woody,
Yeah. That movie's garbage.
that
It goes
movie,
right to the
nobody-
bargain
Yeah,
bin.
exactly. It's straight to video.
Yeah.
It's right next to Return of Jafar.
Uh-huh. But it's not. It's Tim Allen and Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
I think it's fine that they get equul billing, Tim.
No,
It
I
doesn't
think Tom
matter
Hanks.
if-
I'd like to be Tom Hanks' agent. I'm stating this. Look,
Base just thought that you would.
it was bound to come out at some point.
Uh-huh.
This I'm angling to represent Hanks.
So, do you think? Are you of the mind that Tom Hanks's current agent does not like him enough
I think.
to fight hard enough for
No, I
him?
just think that. Yeah, not that he doesn't like he or she doesn't like him enough,
Mm-hmm.
but like maybe you have to have the backbone that a guy like me has, who's
That-
willing to
then-
go in and fight for Hanks.
That's what you're known throughout Hollywood as having a backbone of steel.
Yeah, and it's insane to me
Mm-hmm.
that as well loved as Tom Hanks is, his agent isn't willing to go to bat and just bury Tim Allen.
Yeah. So you think his agent should just be ruthless?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just not fair, Tom. All I'm asking for is fairness in the world.
I think it's fine. I think Tom Hanks isn't the kind of vindictive person that you are that wants somebody else to not get equal billing.
That's why he needs
Well,
someone
it doesn't
like
sound
me,
like this
Tom.
would help him that much.
You know what? He doesn't. He's too nice of a guy. He won't speak up. He'll be like, "Oh no, it's fine." Like Tim's a good guy. Tim Allen, not me, Tim, because like he'll
Right.
be like, "Tim, you are the best guy, and also you're ruthless and my
you're
fiercest
a
advocate."
goddamn shark.
Yeah, and look, God damn it, I can't do it myself, but I
I'm-
respect you.
yeah,
I
I'm
respect
glad-
the hell out of you, Tim.
I'm glad you're on my side because I'd hate to go against you.
Yeah. So, should I give out my phone number on this thing? How do you
We'll
think
do
you
it
should
later.
Get? Okay.
And then he's going to be in The Circle, which is based on the Dave Eggers novel, which is kind of like about Google, like a Google-esque or Facebook-esque
Goggle.com?
Goggle.com, which is a pretty good book. So I'm excited to see Tom Hanks in it. And I think Emma Watson's in it.
Is he playing like a bad? Like, here's what I
think he's
imagine.
like the head of the company, like the Steve Jobs of the
Okay,
company.
so what I imagine is Ed Harris playing that role, and I
Yeah.
hope that Tom Hanks
Talks to Ed Harris.
talks to Ed Harris because they're buddies. I'm sure, right? They were both in Apollo 13.
They were both in Apollo 13. But Ed Harris, Tim, he was what you would consider one of the real heroes on the ground in Mission Control.
Oh, yeah.
While Tom Hanks was one of the coward astronauts up in the capsule.
Yeah, but you know what? If something goes wrong, those guys had to do something up there. So those guys were heroes.
It's not like these new astronauts. That's your problem.
Well, an astronaut that just gets shot into space, sits in a chair,
Tim,
while everybody in Houston does all the work.
You're changing your stance on...
No, if you have
No,
to...
because you used to say all astronauts were cowards.
No.
And that...
I'm not saying any of them are cowards, Tom. That's it. Your
Well, you're
words,
saying
not
that
mine.
they're
Your words,
lazy.
not mine, Tom.
Lazy and it's not hard.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're lazy. I'm saying if a space mission goes as planned,
Uh-huh.
an astronaut's job is not difficult.
Right.
Maybe not getting scared. I'd probably get scared.
Uh-huh.
But like,
But for all we know, they're scared the whole time they're up there.
yeah, exactly. Because they're just sitting in a chair. Many days I'm just sitting in a chair being scared.
Yeah. Apollo 13 is about the one time the astronauts had to get off their asses and
It
do
wasn't the
something.
one time. I like Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin and the guy that had to like stay in the car or whatever.
It's not a car anyway. But then, all right, now we're moving on to this year's releases from Hanks. And boy, has he had a busy 2016.
Oh boy.
The first one up, another Dave Eggers book, A Hologram for the King. What is he? Did he get a bundle deal?
Yeah, what happened with that? Did you read that book?
I did not. I have it, but I've not read it. And I have not seen this movie, even though it's been on like multiple planes.
I
on.
only heard about the existence of this movie.
Yeah, it
when I
kind of
saw
went
it on-
straight to DVD, I think.
It didn't. Yeah, probably not even DVD these days.
DVR.
Blu-ray.
It's more like it. Or just straight to airplanes.
Yeah. And like, it's a bummer.
But it must stink.
It must stink if it's got Tom Hanks in it,
Yeah.
and it's a Dave Eggers movie.
Right. And there's just no marketing behind it.
Yeah, and it, like many times I've been on a plane, I was like, I should just watch it because it's look.
How bad could it be?
Bad, like Hanks is never bad, right?
No.
So Hanks in a bad movie, you're still getting Hanks.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like I've never been inspired to watch it. So I imagine he plays the king because the hologram probably is played by.
He's bringing the hologram to the king. Probably.
Wait, what? Oh, that makes
it's a
sense.
hologram for the king.
Right.
He plays Alan, so he's not the king because then it would say King Alan.
Maybe no, like yeah. I was gonna say, if like the king and I, they don't have the king's name in it, but then you see more recently King Ralph, and that is the
Right.
king's name, right?
More recently in the royal genre.
Yeah.
The next movie, Tim, Sully, where he played Chesley Sullenberger.
All right, Tom, say that name again with a little fucking dignity, please.
Chesley.
No. Stop
What?
laughing.
Hero pilot Chesley
Chesley.
Sully Sullenberger.
Yeah, Jesus,
Berger.
a little respect. Oh, come on.
He played Sully in Sully. Did
He
you
did.
see Sully?
Nah, I didn't see Sully.
No, I
Did you
haven't
see
seen Sully
Yeah.
either. What's wrong with us,
I don't
Tim?
know. I love Sully.
Yeah,
The man, not the movie.
right. But you love the man playing the man in the
you
movie.
know what? Here's the thing.
Too much of a good thing?
What was that?
Too much of a good thing?
Maybe. And also, like, I don't like that, like, why couldn't the story just be, here's Chesley Sully Sullenberger, hero pilot, and then he hits the birds, and then he lands the plane on the
He goes,
Hudson.
now it's time for payback, birds.
No. Lands it on the Hudson. Everybody gets out, and
It's
then
a
it's
15-minute long movie.
no. You make it at least 25 to 30 minutes, and then he's like, "I'm taking everybody to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Woo!
I'm sure I'm gonna get a check from the mayor, so all the beers and wings are on me."
Yeah.
Sully.
I'm sure I'm going to get a check from the mayor.
Yeah.
Do you think there's just like the mayor just gives heroes money?
Probably, right?
No, not probably.
Well, guess what, Tom?
What?
This is the question you'd be asking yourself while they're at Buffalo Wild Wings, and you're thinking, oh no, is hero pilot Chesley Sully Sullenberger going out of pocket for all this?
Right.
If this check from the mayor doesn't come through,
Oh, so that's where the conflict in the
that's
movie
where
is.
the tension
Yeah.
is.
Oh, okay.
And then at the last minute, the mayor has been stuck in traffic.
Right.
He comes through the door just as the bill's coming, just as
Sweating.
the waitress comes around for the third time. It's like, can I get
Anything
you
else?
anything else?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is Friday night. It's
Another
awfully
refill
busy.
on your RC Cola?
You think Sully would even have buffalo wings with that mustache, or he'd be too?
I think boneless.
Yeah.
That's why, look, I get mocked for eating boneless wings all the time, Tom.
Relentlessly.
Yeah, but guess what? I don't want to be going.
Well,
in
that's more of a
public.
mouth thing. It's not a beard thing.
Yeah. Can I tell you something
What?
that I was not proud of? This morning I was on the train,
Yeah.
and it was I was on the train for 35 minutes before I realized my fly was open. That's
Yeah.
it.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Was your wiener sticking out?
No.
Oh, well then who cares?
Because, like, I don't know. I was sitting down. I was standing up. I was doing all the
Well,
things.
why were you sitting down and standing up? Just pick one and stick with it.
No, because I was standing and then it
I
cleared
was
out a
doing
little
my
bit.
morning calisthenics.
And then I sat down because it cleared out. And then an
Wow.
elderly lady came, so I gave her my seat because I'm chivalrous.
Mhm.
And then as I was standing
Yeah,
up,
'cause-
and then there's no good way to zip up your fly on the dang train.
Right.
Because it's crowded, so I just had to like do that thing where you go like up, where you go like,
Yeah,
right, like and your
oh,
whole
I'm
body
just kind
goes
of
up.
dancing.
But it's like, oh, is that man touching his penis
Yeah,
on the
oh, no.
train?
Oh, I thought he was getting up for that old lady because he was nice, but now
Yeah,
I think he might
no.
have had more devious intentions.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Hanks.
The next movie from this year, Inferno.
He plays Robert Langdon.
He plays Leonardo da Vinci.
Of the Code.
Yeah, this is part of the Da Vinci Code.
Tom, I didn't hear about this movie until I saw a commercial and it said now playing at the end.
Yeah.
We haven't really been keeping up on Hanks lately.
No,
huh?
I mean we watched SNL when he was on it, of course, but
Yeah.
you know that's not how that's not money going into Hank's pocket.
No.
That's not helping his bottom
That's
line.
going to Lauren Michaels
Yeah.
and the NBC Universal. They don't need more money from me.
I
'Cause
mean,
I'm a CISO subscriber, Tom.
oh,
So they get my $3.99 a month.
but none of that's going to Tom Hanks.
No.
Did you see the Da Vinci Code?
No. Did you ever read the Da Vinci
No.
Code or anything? I'm not.
Have they made 2 or 3? Well, I guess we'll find out as we go down the
yeah,
list.
I'm going to guess 3.
They made Angels and Demons. That was the other
Right.
one.
Here's the thing that I noticed in the trailers and the poster for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have that weird mullet haircut anymore.
Yeah.
Which, that was the only... And we'll get to it.
Mm-hmm.
That was, like... I feel like he's emerged from a dark period. Right?
Tom Hanks?
Yeah, when he was out and about with that mullet haircut all the time... I don't know why I'm calling it a mullet haircut.
Right.
Like, yeah, I can just call it a mullet.
Yeah.
Or that bad haircut.
Mm-hmm. Was it a haircut or not, or just a wig?
No, because he was out in public. Because I was
Oh.
like, oh no, I think we're losing Hanks here. I think he's going to like the weird, like it's only like 5 or 6 years before he becomes James Woods.
Yeah, or like a Nicolas Cage type.
Yeah, it's like no, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so 4 stars.
And now to the past, last year. I'm going to skip this TV appearances. Is that okay?
yeah, that's fine with me.
Bridge of Spies.
Now that movie is interesting because I really want to see it.
If only there were a way.
I have hovered over buying it.
Uh-huh.
Do we appreciate, Tom,
What?
enough that we've gotten to a place? There were the days of Blockbuster Video where we came up.
Yeah.
Can we just appreciate that, like, any movie you want to watch, like, there's a good chance you'll find it for free,
Right.
but, like, you can definitely buy it
Yeah.
just at your fingertips, and you steal all sorts of
I
things.
don't
You're a
steal
scoundrel.
anything.
But like, yeah, I don't. It wasn't like I went to Blockbuster and I was standing in front of the wall and there happened to be a copy of Bridge of Spies there and I was considering it. No,
You
I
would have
could've just
grabbed
pressed
that so quick.
One button.
Yeah. Or like when you go to Blockbuster and literally every new release would be out.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, all right, well, I guess it's Predator 2 again.
Never seen Predator 2.
It's pretty good. Dan Glover's in it.
Dan Glover?
Daniel Glover. Next up, a movie called Ithaca. He played Mr. Macaulay. I've never heard of this movie.
Is that like kind of like a favor to his son's former roommate in college or something who's a film major?
With his older brother off to war, 14-year-old telegram messenger Homer Macaulay comes of age in the summer of 42. Looks like
Ithaca.
Meg Ryan's in it, too.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
And not only is Meg Ryan in it, she played Mrs. Macaulay.
Wait, hold the phone here, Tom.
Yeah.
You're telling me there's a Tom Hanks Meg Ryan reunion in 2015.
That flew completely under the radar. Oh, and
What are these marketing? Hanks,
it was
call me.
It was not directed by Colin Hanks's college roommate, Tim. It was directed by Meg Ryan herself.
This is ridiculous.
This
is ridiculous.
The first movie she directed.
Yeah, exercise some muscle, Hanks. Get this thing marketed.
Yeah.
Get this thing out there.
He must have been, for whatever reason, he was ashamed of it.
He's a funny man, right?
Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a comedian,
Yeah.
according to Wikipedia.
Yeah, I like him. Tom,
Uh-huh.
now would be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you $500 if you can guess on the first guess
Mm-hmm.
Tom Hanks' middle name.
Oh,
I'll give you 5 guesses.
5 guesses, but I can only win the money on the first one.
Each guess decreases by $100. And you only have 5 seconds for each one.
It can't be Sully.
It's not Sully. Sorry.
not
now
Tom
it's down
Sully
to
Hanks.
now it's down to $400.
Is his middle name Thomas?
Tom, you're just throwing money out the window here.
Do
Do you think it's Thomas Hanks?
Thomas Hanks.
Thomas Hanks. Yeah.
Is it Calvin?
No. Now you're down to $200.
Is it Murphy?
No, Tom.
What?
You're embarrassing yourself here.
Is it Charles?
No, it's Jeffrey.
Oh.
I just,
So it's not even anything that I need.
I just think it's weird that his middle name is Jeffrey.
It's not weird.
I don't see him as a guy that has the name Jeffrey anywhere in his name.
He's Thomas Jeffrey Hanks. TJ Hanks.
TJ Hanks.
Yeah.
Why not go with that?
I'm a TJ. Me and TJ.
Wow.
2 TJs. A couple
Two
of
Thomas
TJs.
Jeffries.
2014. There's no theatrical release from Tom Hanks.
He had a busy production year, though.
Yes.
Olive Kitteridge, The Concert for Valor, The 60s, all produced by him.
Yeah, so don't think he was just sitting on his duff.
No. Hanks never sits on his duff.
2013, Captain Phillips.
Ooh, guess what, Tom?
Uh,
I am the Captain Phillips now.
That's not what the line
Now I'm Captain Phillips.
What? Did you ever see Captain Phillips?
No, did you?
No, I didn't. Tim, we're bad Tom Hanks fans. I hope he doesn't listen to this.
Tom, guess what?
What?
I love his performance in every movie,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of whether or not I've seen it. That's how much of a fan I am of Tom Hanks.
Also that year, Saving Mr. Banks.
Oh, the story of Mary Poppins?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he played Walt Disney.
Walter Disney.
Yep.
Famous Hollywood anti-Semite, Walt Disney.
So wait, who's Mr. Banks in that movie then?
Carlton.
Carlton.
No, Uncle
Carlton
Phil.
Banks?
Uncle Phil. No, he was Judge Banks.
Yeah. Well, this might be a prequel. It might be before he became a judge.
That's true. Yeah.
He might have just been Banks Esquire.
Right.
All right, 2012. Cloud Atlas.
The year where. Never mind.
Cloud Atlas. Now, I did see Cloud Atlas, also starring Halle Banks.
See, who's Halle Banks?
Not Halle Banks, Halle Berry. I combined her last name with Tom Hanks's
Yeah,
name.
I understood.
Halle Berry. And this was made by the
Duffer Brothers.
No, not the That's the new. That's Stranger
The
Things.
Wachowskis.
Yes, this is the Wachowskis. And this was Tim. You would have hated this movie. This
Really?
movie was very long.
He played 100 characters. In
He
it.
played like 100 characters. It was a very trippy kind of movie. It jumped around in different times, different places.
Why I would hated it because it was long.
Yeah.
Because I'm fine with movies that like don't make any sense. I've never seen anything the Wachowskis have done.
You've never seen The Matrix?
I've seen like 20 minutes of The Matrix.
You've never seen Speed Racer?
All right, I've seen Speed Racer 150 times.
Yeah. Speed Racer is actually
Speed Demon.
now Speed Demon.
We're referencing Quincy Jones's
course.
intro to the unreleased track Speed Demon from the Bad.
No, not unreleased. It was just the demo version.
Speed Demon was
Speed Demon, yeah, they made a video
on
for
Bad?
it. Yeah.
Michael Jackson's Bad.
Yeah, Tim, they made a claymation video for
We
it.
should have known that guy was no good when he named his album Michael Jackson is Bad.
Yeah. He was trying to tell us.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then the next one, Michael Jackson is dangerous. Why would you ever let your kid hang out
yeah.
with him?
He's like, I guess I'll just have to escalate it. They didn't get it last time.
Sounded a lot like Abraham Lincoln.
All right, Tim. 2011.
The year of Hanks.
Larry Crown.
You know what?
You didn't see it.
Yeah, because you know what? I always got it confused with the Thomas Crown affair.
Yeah. I
I
was
was like-
about to say, wasn't this movie originally called The Larry Crown Affair?
Yeah, and he wrote and directed it.
Uh-huh.
And it's got his counterpart, America's Sweetheart, Julia Roberts.
Well, his other counterpart, America's other sweetheart,
What do you mean?
Meg Ryan.
Look, Tom, you love Meg Ryan. I love Meg Ryan. There's no freaking universe where she's America's sweetheart, though.
She was.
No, she's a little more fringe.
I don't think so. Look, I don't like Meg Ryan or Julia Roberts, so please don't put words in my mouth.
Really? So I very much want. My brother was telling me about Larry Crown,
Yeah.
and he was just like, it's kind of just a hangout movie. Like, not much happens. And you know what I love. Not much happening in movies.
After losing his job, a middle-aged man reinvents himself by going back to college.
Yeah, it just sounds like some good fun. They ride a motorcycle on the poster.
No, that's like a Vespa. Tim, Jesus, didn't you
What's
look at any of the
difference
posters?
between a motorcycle and a Vespa? It's a cycle, right?
It is.
And it does it have a motor in it, Tom?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what it is?
A
Motorcycle.
scooter. He was also in Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close.
Did you see that movie?
I did not.
I did not either. I read the book though.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that
How
great.
was Tom Hanks in the book?
To be honest,
Uh-huh.
his character was not in the book. Like,
Okay.
he was referenced in
Oh,
the
he
book.
plays like the father, right?
Right.
Right.
Who passed away
Mhm.
in 9/11. So I think they expanded it for the movie,
Right,
right?
yeah.
Because they're like, hey, we got Hanks on the line.
Yeah.
But like, here's what I would do if I was Tom Hanks' agent.
Mm-hmm.
I'd read a book, and then I'd pick out a character that is actually in the book,
Right.
and then I'd call up the movies and be like,
The movies.
hey, put my client in this. There's already a part written for him in this book.
Right.
Instead of being like, here's a book, write a thing, and then shoehorn my client in.
See, maybe though, Tim, he's got a bad agent, and the agent read the book or heard about the book or whatever and was like, this would be great. Tom Hanks will play the main character. And he didn't realize it was a little kid.
Yeah.
And then,
Or maybe he thought he could just wear shoes on his knees.
right. And he was just like, look, I've played a kid before.
Yeah.
It's fine. This will be.
Oh, he should have just did the reverse big.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying he wouldn't even have to. Just work into this very serious movie about a young boy losing his father in 9/11. That the same day that happens, he also wishes to be big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then it's like now he's got two problems. His father died in 9/11, and he's in the body of a grown man.
Yeah, now what do I do?
Yeah. And, his mom's grieving, but then, his mom doesn't even recognize him as his son. That was like a real dark. We'll get to Big, but that was like a real dark part of
At
Big.
this rate, Tom, actually, I must say, we won't get to Big.
So that was extremely loud and incredibly close. Next up, Toy Story 3, which I did not see.
What
Which
the heck?
I hear makes everybody cry.
Tom? Look, it's a movie. It's not real. Toys don't really come alive, I'm told.
What?
You know what? Toy Story, the Toy Story franchise, kind of ripped off this Jim Henson special called The Christmas Toy,
Right.
where all the toys came alive when you left the room. And that movie or a TV special I had on tape, and I watched it. It was one of those things that I loved all the time.
Yeah.
I loved watching all the time. And then it freaked me out because I was convinced my toys
You were
doing
convinced it
that.
was a documentary.
Yeah, and I thought, like, maybe my toys weren't as friendly as these toys, and they were, like, plotting against me or something.
Now, that doesn't happen in the movie.
No, in none of the movies does it happen.
Yeah, right. Because that would be a horrible thing to show children.
No,
When
it's just...
when your kids aren't around, when you're not around, the toys are plotting against you.
Although they all, like, as soon as somebody, something special happens when you leave this room, right? You might think it's magic, but
it's
we
really
don't.
just everybody talks about you behind your
Right,
back.
it's puppets, and then all the toys came alive. This is not in Toy Story,
Right.
but it also happens in Toy Story. But the rule of this was if you got caught by a human
Being alive.
being alive, you would immediately drop to the floor and be frozen forever.
Oh, man.
And then there was one part where there was like a train, and like some stuffed animal got caught frozen forever, and it like a train it was on like a toy train, and it just like weaves through the whole playroom as everybody's like paying their respects to a dead toy. Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But so Toy Story
Yes.
also they confront death in Toy Story 3, and our man Tom Hanks, the man of the hour,
Right.
the man of the century.
Well, specifically the man of this hour.
Yeah. But in my book, I'll give him both 20th and 21st centuries, even
Wow,
though
the man of two
I've seen
centuries.
about 1/10 of his work in the 21st
Yeah.
century.
The original bicentennial man.
Yeah. Good movie, Toy Story 3. Real tearjerker.
2009, Angels and Demons.
See, this is weird, Hank.
Hanks.
No. Hank.
We'll get to Hank Azaria, who's in the Simpsons movie, which is 2 years later with Tom Hanks.
2 years earlier, I think you mean.
Yes. 2008, The Great Buck Howard.
I don't know what that is.
That's another one right off the radar. All right. Like we said, he was in the Simpsons movie playing himself.
Wait, the Great Buck Howard. I did. This was on my my radar. Colin Hanks and John Malkovich were in it.
Tom Hanks.
No, and Colin.
Ooh.
Colin Hanks.
Were they playing father and son?
They were
Yes.
playing lovers. Oh,
No, they were playing father and son.
I got my note cards mixed up.
This movie was about a young man.
Oh, the Great Buck Howard was about it was a fictionalized version of Amazing Kreskin.
Yeah,
That's why I
yeah.
wanted to see it. It was one of the first movies that was ever like streaming on Netflix streaming when it was all shitty.
Uh-huh.
And I tried to stream it one night, but Netflix streaming in 2007 was real shitty, so
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch it.
2008. Tim, you're lying. You've been caught in a lie. 2007, The Simpsons movie.
He has the funniest line in that movie.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's in the outtakes at the end, or like the extra bonus stuff at the end.
And also Charlie Wilson's War, where he played Charlie Wilson, the man who went to war.
I don't know if his agent at the time was fired after this. That's the kind of stuff that I'll get you back to, Tom Hanks. Title roles.
Yeah.
I guess he was Sully in his most recent appearance.
Yes. Title roles where also re-team with America's Sweetheart, Julia Roberts.
Yeah. or like originally teamed. Because remember, Tom, we are going backwards.
Right.
For some asinine reason, we're going through all the movies that we haven't seen first.
Yeah. The Da Vinci Code.
Yeah.
Did not see it. All right. Here we go. All right. Now we're getting to movies I've seen. For whatever reason, I haven't seen any Tom Hanks movies in the last decade. The Lady Killers.
Tom, that's your fault. That's on you.
Oh, yeah. No, and I plan on correcting it post haste.
Yeah, I do too. Like, Tom, after this, let's bring
sit
everybody.
down.
You know what? I think if we got everybody in America to sit down at the same time, which if we didn't have time zones, this would be a lot easier.
Right.
We'll be like, all right, for you it's 6 o'clock, for you it's 3 o'clock for some dumb reason. But
I mean, TV shows do this.
everybody watches Larry Crown at the same time.
A movie you haven't seen.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be just delightful enough that everybody's like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm on board with this. I loved it. It was delightful. I think everybody
Maybe
watches
we're
it.
not so different after all.
Yeah, and then everybody walks out on the street in a. They turn on the lights come on in all the theaters. Everybody walks dazed down to the streets, and then it's just everybody's hugging.
Yeah.
And it's like, we can get through this.
And then when they
God
get
damn it.
out on the streets, who's waiting there with an ice cream? Tom Hanks.
Yeah. In a
He's got
full
he's got the whole outfit on,
Yeah.
and he's in an ice cream truck, and he goes, "Hey, anybody want some ice cream?" It's on me.
Tom Hanks.
So 2004, The Lady Killers, an underappreciated movie.
Yeah, everybody's like, that's not a good Coen Brothers movie. Even a not great Coen Brothers movie is a great movie.
Yeah.
And Tom Hanks uses so many funny words in that movie.
Yeah, he has like a real funny way of talking.
Yeah, he's like a cartoon character. It rules.
Yeah, and he's like a con man. Like he's always lying to everyone. It's great.
Love it. Hey, Tom Hanks,
Mm-hmm.
you're all right.
The Terminal. Did you see The Terminal?
No, it was a man.
The man stuck in
did
the
you see The
terminal.
Terminal?
I did see The Terminal.
Was it good? Is it worth seeing? Is that a Steven Spielberg movie?
If only there were a way to know. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I remember that's one of those, like, I think Tom Hanks has got a deal with HBO where like a lot of his movies just go on HBO.
Mm-hmm.
One of those movies that's on HBO, you miss the beginning of it, but you watch from
Does
there.
he have a weird accent?
Yeah,
in
he
that?
has like an Eastern European accent.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm into that.
Tom Hanks is the man of 1,000 voices, Tim. He can do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Elvis has left the building. He must just have like a cameo in this, I think.
Yeah, he plays Mailbox Elvis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's billed under David Leisure. Do you know who that is?
No.
Joe Isuzu.
Really?
And the guy from Empty Nest.
Yeah.
The like scumbag neighbor from Empty
So
Nest.
wait, his real name is David Leisure?
Yeah. And he got to play Joe Isuzu.
That's
See him?
weird. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought his name was Joe Zuzu, and that's how he got the job.
No, I mean he got the job based on his charisma.
The next movie, Tim, The Polar Express, where he probably played more roles than anybody.
Did he play more roles than he played in Cloud Atlas?
Ooh,
You
it's
know
a
what
good,
I'd like to see?
good question. Hold on. Yeah, you talk.
Tom Hanks in the Clumps, right? Or Tom Hanks gets his own kind of Clumps situation, right? Where it's just like, oh, there's a fat Tom Hanks and a skinny Tom Hanks and a tall Tom Hanks and a baby Tom Hanks, and they're all sitting around eating dinner together, just cracking each other up and farting and stuff. Right? Pass the beans. I'll pass the beans down to you. And it's all charming.
Well, Tim, I think right there, you that's the strongest idea you've pitched for why you should be Tom Hanks's agent.
Guess
If
what?
he's
He'll
here
get
and-
all those salaries for that movie.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Don't tell the filmmaker said you actually got the same actor playing everyone.
Right.
I looked it up, Tim. Polar Express, he played 6 roles. Cloud Atlas, he played 5.
Wow.
So Cloud Atlas also computers. So I don't know if that's more.
Cloud Atlas had computers?
It was made by computers.
So was Polar Express.
I mean, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Polar Express is made by computers.
Yeah. Yeah, all he had to do is wear one of those tennis ball suits, right?
Yep.
Or ping pong ball suits.
Ping pong ball suits. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to take it back to 2002.
The year of...
Here's a movie that I feel like not a lot of people talk about nowadays that was a fantastic movie, which is Road to Perdition.
Yeah. I never saw it.
You
but
never
I
saw it? Oh,
assume
you would
that
love
was
it.
good. Yeah.
Because it's like,
Perdition is hell, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that till like a week ago.
and it's like one of the only movies where like Tom Hanks plays like a anti-hero. Like he's a bad guy.
So just like a villain.
He's a villain, but he's the protagonist of this story. So it's bonds of loyalty are put to the test when a hitman's son witnesses what his father does for a living.
Ew, and Hitman.
Yeah.
He hits men?
He hits men when they're
low.
bad. Only when they're
That's
bad.
low. Yeah.
That's low. I believe I haven't seen the movie in a long time, but it's something like the son witnesses, and then it's like, well, the mob or whatever is like, oh, we got to kill that boy, and then he's like, well, now I guess I'm gonna have to fight the mob.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm all about fighting the mob, Tom. I'll take them on if they need someone
If
to
they
fight.
need more men to fight.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a great one. Also 2002. Catch Me If You Can.
You know what? That might not be my favorite Tom Hanks performance,
Mm-hmm.
although he is great in it. He's just got a lot of great roles,
Yeah.
and it doesn't compare to that episode of Family Ties.
What, Tim? We're not talking
Sorry. But this might be my favorite movie that he appears in. I think that this is like...
It is an immensely watchable movie.
It is a great freaking movie. Him and Leo, our
Yeah.
friend of the show, Leo DeCap.
Yeah. That movie, just the pacing, everything about it is great.
Yeah.
There's not a wasted scene.
It's just a lot of fun.
Oh, it's so much fun. You're rooting for both sides.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, catch him if you can, but I don't know if you can.
And if you can't, well, then you got to hand it to him
Yep.
for not letting you catch him.
Yeah. And you got to respect them.
Really talking like two guys who haven't seen the movie, but we have.
Oh, I've seen this movie like
Yeah.
a dozen times.
So great. What's her face is in it? The lady from the other shows.
The lady from the other shows.
Amy Adams?
Amy Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's also in something else that we went by
Cool.
from before.
All right.
Next is 2000's Castaway.
I got to be honest with you, Tom.
Yeah.
I only saw the last scene of this movie. I looked
You've
it up on
only-
YouTube because I was curious.
Oh, I mean, I won't spoil it, but the last scene's like heartbreaking. But it wouldn't
Yeah.
be heartbreaking if you didn't watch the movie.
I assumed what had happened beforehand, and I was like, oh, that would have been real nice.
Yeah.
Or, like, not nice, but, like, very affecting.
You know what, though? It's one of those movies. I love Castaway, but I do not like the parts that are not on the island. The parts beforehand and the parts after he gets off the island.
Yeah.
They aren't unnecessary because they're what make, like set up the stakes
Right.
of like, oh, this isn't just like a loner stranded. Like he was about to start his whole life.
Right.
But I mostly like the island stuff.
Well, I mostly like... The only movie I like is The Island of Dr. Moreau.
The only island movie you like?
No, that's the only movie I really like.
Oh, okay. 1999, Toy Story 2.
Heard of it.
Also, The Green Mile, which I don't think I've ever seen.
I've seen it. It's fine. I actually I bought those books in that Stephen King when he invented a new scam in 1996 or whatever.
Oh, it was serialized, right?
Yeah. Which was cool, but like
He didn't invent that scam.
I know he was just like Charles Dickens did it, so
Yeah.
buy 5 books for like $9 each instead of just one book for like $18.
Yeah.
And then, as soon as the last one came out, guess what? They compiled them all for $18. Can't win with.
Well, if you had just been a little more patient, Tim, maybe
Yeah.
you would have been able to hold out.
He was good in The Green Mile.
Yes.
Was he? He was like a bad dude,
He was the guard. It looks like, according to
like the
this.
sadistic guard or the good guard.
I don't know. I'm just looking at this, and he's
oh
a
no, I
guard.
think the guy Brutus Brutal Howell might have been the bad.
That sounds like the
guard.
name of a bad guy.
Yeah,
Bonnie Hunt was in it.
Bonnie Hunt was in it.
Yeah.
I don't understand Bonnie Hunt's deal, but that's for our Bonnie Hunt episode. The next devastating thing that happens to America.
1998, Saving Private Ryan.
Never saw it.
You never saw Saving Private Ryan?
I don't want to watch that first scene. I think it'll freaking.
Well, then
give
just
me...
skip the first scene. Get it
But
on
then
DVD.
how will I know what happens?
I'll tell you what happens, Tim. They storm Normandy, but it ain't easy.
Yeah.
Some people get hurt,
Yeah.
and even worse.
Yeah, I know that's a great. You know, it's one of those movies.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those Steven Spielberg movies.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I know it will probably be, like I'll probably enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, when am I ever gonna be in the mood to watch Storming the Beach at Normandy and followed by a 3-hour movie, or like Schindler's List? Like, when am I ever going to be in the mood to be like, let me sit down and watch 3 hours about the Holocaust? It's like, I don't, like, I know they're great movies and I know they're important movies. Not going to do it.
Tim, I'll tell you this. Maybe this will convince you to watch it. At the most unexpected time, Ted Danson shows up in the movie.
What?
Yep. Out of nowhere, you're like, whoa, Ted
All right,
Danson
Sam Malone.
in a movie with
Wow.
Tom Hanks?
I mean, he's been in movies, Tom.
Yeah, but not
Three
of
Men
this
and a
caliber.
Baby.
Come on.
3 Men and a Baby. Is it of that
Come
caliber?
on. No, he's not, Tim. He doesn't show up in Spielberg movies.
I think 3 Men and a Little Lady was a Spielberg movie.
Yeah, he did the sequel.
Yeah.
Also, 1998, You've Got Mail. The famous phrase from America Online, now a motion picture.
Did you see this person? I think it was like an actor or a comedian in L.A.
Oh, yeah, the guy who says you got mail's an Uber driver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they posted a video of him saying it.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there watching this video on Twitter,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, why the hell isn't this guy a millionaire?
Yeah, why is he one of the richest men in America?
And then I thought, why the hell should this guy be a millionaire?
He said 4 words, you've got mail and welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope he made a good amount of money from it.
Right, but I'm
like,
sure
I hope
he
it
didn't
wasn't
get,
like, hey, we'll pay you $100 a word, and then it was like, all right, he made.
Yeah, but
$500
maybe they were like, look, either we'll pay you $100 a word or we'll pay you 1 penny every time the sounds are played. And he was like, I'll take the $100, you dummy.
Yeah. What is this online?
Did you ever see You've Got Mail?
Let's say yes.
It's good. It's like Sleepless in Seattle. It has
Yeah.
the same people in it. 1996, That Thing You Do.
Love this freaking movie.
It is a great movie.
This is what solidifies Hanks as
An
more-
auteur.
Yeah, exactly. He's more than just a guy that you love to see in the movies. He's a guy that like he knows what you want to. He's not just reading goddamn lines off a paper
No.
page. He's writing it. He's
It's
directing
not just reading
it.
them off a paper page.
And it's got a great theme song. It's just a fun freaking movie. That
A
guy
great
knew how
cast.
to make a fun movie, and I
Yeah.
love this. This beer that I'm drinking is like making me congested.
Well, that has nothing to do with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, but if you were here, I bet it would. Remember when that pizza place had it said thanks on the garbage, and
Uh-huh.
they made it say T Hanks, and then it went viral, Tom?
Yeah, I do remember that, Tim. They just put a period between the T and the H.
Yeah.
19.
Funny. I recommend looking up that meme if anybody's out there. If anybody listening here is on the internet, look up that meme.
1995, Apollo 13.
I saw that movie, I think, 100 times.
My little brother, was obsessed with that movie, and he was like,
"Go to space." You know what? He probably
he did,
could've been-
Timmy. He never came back. I wish you would stop bringing that up. God,
Yeah, it's just
what
so
a
much
heartless
fun.
thing
Yeah,
to
I
say.
don't like rubbing your nose in it, Tom. Sucker.
Yeah. Remember, they all had to go on the Vomit Comet.
Yeah.
They did those scenes in actual zero G.
Mm-hmm.
That must have been tricky. And it's weird because, like, I just remember that being such a big deal that they were like, all right, we're going to put you in the Vomit Comet. So it's basically just a jet that goes up and then nosedives for like a minute, maybe.
So you can get some footage of
Yeah.
just
And
free falling.
Yeah.
but it
You're
looks like
basically just free
floating,
falling.
yeah.
Right. But everything's free falling
Yeah.
with you.
Like that Jamiroquai video, but
Exactly.
in the air.
That's probably how Ron Howard pitched this movie.
Yeah. Well, you ever
Have
see
you ever
Virtual
seen
Insanity?
Jamiroquai?
The hat, the furniture moves.
Yeah. The guy, he wears a hat like me.
Oh, yeah. Ron Howard and J.K. from Jamiroquai must be great friends.
But
Bonded over the hats.
But the weird thing I've always thought is, so they did that Vomit Comet thing with Apollo 13, and even though, I was like, probably like an early teen when this came out, I thought like, well, that changes the game. Every space movie, they're going to have to start filming these Vomit Comets from now on. Nope. They just went back to like strings or whatever they
Yeah,
used.
and it looks great.
Yeah, it looks fine. Like that stuff looked fine. It looked cool in Apollo 13, but nowadays, yeah, I guess they're better at getting rid of strings.
Yeah. Wires, probably, Tom.
Wires.
Twine.
1994. We're getting into like his like run of hits you wouldn't imagine.
Vault of Horror 1.
No, I'm talking about Forrest Gump.
Oh. Forrest Gump, the famous Grump.
Forrest Gump, I remember when that movie came out, seeing that in the movie theater and thinking like, wow, this is the biggest movie of all time.
Yeah.
Like, wow, this movie's got it all. It's got Tom Hanks. It's got a bunch of celebrities that are dead.
It's got everything the baby boomers told me was the most important
Yeah.
thing that ever happened.
right. A man running around
Yeah.
the whole country.
Yeah.
Just because he was upset.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Good performance. F that movie. But hey, we've talked about
Yeah,
this at length.
yeah. All right. Sleepless in Seattle, 1993.
Sure. He does sleep in the movie, though.
Well, that's not what Tim.
I thought it was a story about a man that could never fall asleep.
Well, that would be a hell of a story.
Yeah.
How would they? I mean, they would need to come up with the equivalent of the Vomit Comet, but for that, an anti-sleep chamber.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would be great. Why would that would be torture?
What do you mean? If you could not feel bad and be awake all the time,
I don't think
then
that's
you
possible.
won't spend a third of your life freaking.
Dreaming.
Yeah. Tom, I had some terrible dreams last night.
Do you want to talk about them?
I had some sleep paralysis. I was waking up like every 15 minutes from a nightmare.
Sounds like you might have had a visit by some extraterrestrials.
I don't want to talk about it.
1993, also Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Powerful.
powerful movie. I remember that SNL sketch with the Philadelphia action figures. I've seen Philadelphia, but I do not remember it nearly as well
Yeah.
as that.
It's a good movie. Great movie.
But that was around the time, you know what? Philadelphia was when people were really starting to take notice that
Yeah.
Tom Hanks was a powerhouse.
Well, he won back-to-back freaking Oscars, Tom,
Yeah,
for Philly and Forrest.
yeah.
Philly and Grump.
he
That's
can
why
do
he's
it
called
all.
the Philly Grump.
Philly Grump. 1992, uncredited in Radio Flyer. It's more of like a cameo.
Yeah, he played older Mike, Tom.
But 1992, A League of Their Own, Jimmy Duggan.
That movie is so much fun, Tom.
Yeah. And he's so much fun in it. That one scene where he pees for a long time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Great. Classic Hanks. Do you think he really peed that long? Do you think he's method?
No. If the one thing I'm positive about Tom Hanks, and this is what you probably love about him,
Not method.
definitely not method. He relies on chops and charm.
He comes in, he says, who am I pretend to be?
Yeah.
Tell me I'll pretend to be him.
Yeah, you tell me his name, a little bit about him, the words that he's supposed to say, and I'll do it. I'll say those words.
I'll do such a good job pretending you'll think I went crazy and that I think I'm actually that person. 1990, Joe versus the volcano.
Man, it really all just turned
Yeah.
in the 90s.
Yeah. In
Like
91.
yeah.
No, 90.
Because everything
93, really.
going back now, every movie is ridiculous.
Yeah, and they get more ridiculous as we go further back.
Joe vs. the Volcano was like one of the first movies that like I rented
Also a Meg Ryan joint.
100 times. Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? He was going to jump in the when a hypochondriac learns he is dying, he accepts an offer to throw himself in a volcano at a tropical island, and along the way there learns to truly live. Like,
They don't make movies like this
No,
anymore.
because
maybe
it's-
Larry Crown's like that.
it
That's what I
sounds
imagine.
super dark, but it's not.
No.
I mean, it's literally about a man who is like I said, a hypochondriac, thinks he's always dying, learns he's actually dying. Is like, cool, I'm going to jump in a volcano.
But you know what?
He finds living along the way.
Yeah. And spoiler alert, Meg Ryan's in it.
I already said that. The Bonfire of the Vanities.
Never saw it.
Me neither, but he's in it. 1989. Now,
This is a big year for him.
now we're
In-
getting into 80s
in
Hanks.
terms of me
Mm-hmm.
and my
Tim, we might just make it
I
to
don't know.
1989, The Burbs.
Great
Short
movie.
for The Suburbs.
Corey Feldman's in that movie with him.
Bruce Dern is, Carrie Fisher, Corey Feldman.
It's
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher, Tom.
What did I say?
Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher.
It's Carrie Strug and Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, The Burbs is a great movie.
Yeah.
Tim, I don't care what you say.
We're really not going in depth into
And-
a lot of these.
An overstressed suburbanite and two of his neighbors struggle to prove their paranoid theory that the new family on the block are part of a murderous cult. That's another type of movie they don't make anymore.
Yeah. Hanks, get me as your agent. I'll get you back in these movies, and they won't put them straight on planes.
Well, see, Tim, I mean, I think that's a bad argument because I mean, I'm sure he loves all these movies, but at the same time, he's doing, the biggest movies you can imagine now.
Yeah, and then he's also doing a hologram for the goddamn king.
That's true. When he could, and The Burbs too.
Yeah, or no, a reboot of The Burbs.
But still with him in it?
Yeah,
All right.
playing the same character. Everybody playing the same characters.
Also that year, Turner and Hooch. A detective must adopt the dog of a dead man to help find the murderer. And Tom Hanks plays the detective,
Yeah,
to be clear.
yeah.
And Hooch is just like a big slobbering dog.
My cousin Katie brought me to see Turner and Hooch. She's a little older than me. She's like probably like I was a little kid, and so she was like, she's probably like 10 years older than me. I don't know. And she took me to this movie, and I'd seen it before, I guess.
Wait, you had seen it before?
Yeah, I saw Turner and Hooch twice at the movies, and I was.
Dude, this movie came out in 1989.
I
You were
was
but a boy.
7. Yeah, I don't know who brought me the first time, but like the lights go down, the movie comes on, and I just like within the first 5 minutes, I turned to my cousin. I guess she was probably like 19 or so, and I just turned around and go, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, the dog dies at the end." So like, don't like cry too much. I want to prepare you for this.
Man, what a
An asshole.
yeah.
And everybody
What a
else
little-
in the
what
theater
a little
went,
shit.
"Ugh."
Yeah. Is everybody smoking cigarettes because it was the 80s?
Yeah, me
Tim,
too.
This movie. All right. Well, the female lead I don't recognize from ever being in anything that I've seen, but out of the top billed cast, this is like your dream cast, Tim.
For Turner and Hooch?
Yeah, Tom Hanks, top billed.
Uh-huh.
Mare Winningham is second billed. That's like, I guess, a love
She
interest.
seems nice, yeah.
But then third billed, Craig T. Nelson.
Coach?
Yeah. Fourth billed, Reginald Vell Johnson.
What the what?
Yeah.
You're telling me Reginald Vell Johnson played a police officer in a movie?
Yeah.
Wow.
I wouldn't believe it myself.
We should watch. Tom,
this
are you keeping
movie-
a list of what we should watch immediately after recording
This
this?
movie also had 7 writers credited to it.
Yeah. Well, there were a lot of words in that movie, Tom.
1988. Big.
Big year. What's the movie?
Big.
What's to say about big that hasn't been said before?
That's
A
true.
man, a boy,
Wishes.
wishes to be big, and then he gets big.
Yep.
And then he becomes a toy executive or something.
Yes. Well, yeah, because he knows about toys because he's actually a boy.
Yeah, but guess what? I'm a well, I don't know what, but you know
What
about
were you
toys.
going to argue? I'm a grown man and I don't know anything about toys.
No, like you don't need to be a
Simple.
kid to understand toys.
That's what you would think, Tim, but you tell that to...
Yeah, that's what we think. We lose the innocence. We're like, we know everything a kid knows. No, the
you
innocence
tell
of
that
babes.
to Mr. McAllister, the boss at the toy company.
Yeah,
Kevin
and then-
McAllister's dad. He didn't know
it was
anything.
his grandfather.
His grandfather? No. Who was the guy?
Wait, you're telling me the dad from Home Alone played?
He played one of the guys that worked at... He played the guy who was also trying to
Not the guy
get
that-
with Elizabeth Perkins.
Yeah, but Robert Loggia
Right.
played the boss.
Right, the boss
I thought
who
you were.
could see something in Tom Hanks.
I thought you were saying that Robert Loggia's character's name was Mr. McAllister.
Oh, no.
In
I
which
would never
case,
say such a
I was
thing.
trying to put this in the Home Alone universe by saying that was Kevin McAllister's grandfather.
Right. It could have been.
Maybe it would explain why they had such a big house in Chicago.
Yeah. Also 1998, Punchline, which I have not seen.
No, me neither.
1987, Dragnet, which I have seen, and it's good.
That movie is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Them-
That was like the first time where they were like, we're going to take like a old TV show and reboot it, but like make it weird.
Yeah, make it funny, like make fun of it.
Right.
Everybody gave the Brady Bunch movie so much credit.
Yeah.
To this day, everybody's just talking about the Brady
To
Bunch
this day,
movie.
they're still getting
And a
honorary
very
Oscars.
Brady
And
sequel, yeah.
1986, The Money Pit. I always get The Money Pit confused with The Burbs,
Oh.
but they're different, and The Money Pit is also
Shelley
very good.
Long, baby.
Yeah.
That movie is bonkers hilarious. That
Yeah.
movie just gets funnier and funnier. That's got some of the best slapstick. It's the best farce.
Mm-hmm.
It just it's an hour and a half of unbridled insanity. If you do one thing this weekend,
Watch The Money
drop
Pit.
everything and watch The Money Pit.
Now, Tim, there's a few movies here that I've never even heard of. Every Time We Say Goodbye,
No.
Nothing in Common, The Man with One Red Shoe, which I have heard of. A man picked randomly out of a crowd is made the target of CIA surveillance and pursuit. I did not know that that's what this movie's about.
And he also had one red shoe.
I don't want to confirm or deny that, Tim. I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to it. I remember they always had a poster of this up at the video store.
Right.
Volunteers.
Now, Tom, I am so confused why I have not seen Volunteers. Every time I hear about Volunteers, I think the same thing. I forgot that movie existed, and how the hell have I not seen this movie?
Yeah, it's also got John Candy,
It's-
Rita Wilson.
Yeah, it's basically a two-hander with with Tom Hanks and John Candy.
Yeah.
What are we doing? How have we not seen this movie?
I don't think I've ever even heard of this movie, Tim.
Oh, well, I'll forget about it until the next time we do one of these. Because every time I hear about Volunteers, I'm like, oh, yeah, I need to watch that immediately.
Tim, we've made it.
Okay, yeah.
1984, Family Ties.
Well, we forgot Splash. Splash was
Splash is 84 too, and Bachelor Party.
right.
But I said we just had to make it to. I've seen Splash.
Yeah, good movie.
I've not seen Bachelor Party.
Me neither, and I think we should.
But you know what? How accurate can this movie be? Because it's probably rated PG, right? Some
Yeah.
of the people in Bachelor Party, according to IMDb, have not submitted an updated headshot since the 80s, since
Yeah, of
this movie
course.
came out.
Yeah, you think of his Tom Hanks wasn't a big star. He was on Bosom Buddies. I don't care what you say anymore. This is my life. Bum, bum,
Yeah.
ba-dum, bow. Go ahead with your
All right.
own life or leave me alone. So he played the on Family Ties, a family sitcom
Right, about ties.
about ties.
The ties that bind.
Alex B. Keaton wore a lot of ties.
Wore a
'cause
lot
he
of
was a young
ties, and he
conservative.
was in the family.
Yeah. He played Uncle Ned.
Tom
in-
Hanks played Uncle Ned.
Yeah. He slapped what?
Yeah,
He slapped Michael J. Fox.
yeah, not for real. It was acting.
I don't know. Lore has it. Hollywood lore is that they accidentally captured that on camera.
Oh, and it was
Tom Hanks really slapping Michael J. Fox in an actual argument,
right.
and then
They had to work around it.
they thought it was such powerful footage. They wrote the rest of the episode around it.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I never thought about it until this moment. How come there's never been another Michael J. Fox, Tom Hanks team up?
I don't know, because they are both.
They're America.
Nobody dislikes either of them.
No,
They're both stand-up dudes.
They're two of the most beloved actors in. I'm going to go on record and say they are the two most beloved actors in America.
What do you say we get freaking Tim Allen kicked off Toy Story 4,
Yeah,
have Michael J. Fox do all his lines.
have a new toy come in.
Yeah. And then that's a double bill. That's an equal billing that I'd be proud to plop down $12
That's
for.
an equal
at the
billing that
Cineplex.
I'd be proud to put up the marquee on my movie theater.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to mention all week, all Tom Hanks movies at Tom's movie theater,
Yes.
half price.
Half price.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there are no Tom Hanks movies playing this week.
No, that's
Nothing in theaters. Sully
Little
just left
catch-22
theaters.
situation,
Inferno
yeah.
didn't do as well as everybody
Yeah.
thought. Yeah. I wonder if there was some beef, because maybe you've got like the two Hollywood nice guys, and all of a sudden they get alone and they're like, "Look, you son of a bitch, I know your game, because I got the same one." Yeah.
What if Tom Hanks is just a fraud?
Oh, I couldn't handle it. I don't want to even think about that, Tim. If Tom Hanks is a fraud, I would be a conspiracy theorist about no, they are out to get him. None of that's
Yeah.
true. He's Tom Hanks. He's married to Rita Wilson. They're lovely together. They're both charming. He's not a fraud, and I'll kill you if you say it one more time.
Tom Hanks, I'm confident, will never have. You know what? I'm not going to say what I was just about to say because it's true for 99% of the population. I was about to say Tom Hanks will never have a Bill Cosby-like situation come out about him. It's like, yeah, of course
Yeah,
not.
most people don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the high praise from Tim.
Yeah.
He didn't,
Yeah.
Jesus, what is look, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Who can you think of that's better than Tom Hanks?
No one. I don't even have to think about it because there's not anyone.
You know what?
And we haven't even gone into his TV work and especially him being a designated hitter for SNL.
Yeah, him. The best thing about SNL is that they wrote that nude beach sketch. Do you know about this?
Mm-mm.
It's just a sketch. It was like in the early '90s, an excuse to say penis. Like one of the writers figured out that they were allowed to say penis on the air, and they were like, "Yeah, you can say it, but just not too many times."
Right.
And he was testing to see how many times I could say penis on air. So he just wrote this sketch that was like guys at a nude beach. I was like, "Hey, Brett, how you doing, Dave? it's a pretty good penis you got there, Brett. And it was just like all that. And then at the end, they all sing this song. It's like, penis, 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 penis. And they like brought it to like every host that year. It was like, and here's the nude beach sketch that we'd like to do. And everybody was like, hell no, no. And they brought it to Tom Hanks. And he was like, yeah, let's do this thing.
Yeah.
And he did the nude beach sketch.
He's a great man.
He's a great man. He goes high, he goes low.
Yeah.
He does it all.
Well, I think it seems like even though he's like SNL royalty, that he still goes in there and he's like, you guys tell me.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
What do you think would be good? I'll do it.
Tom, what would you say to Tom Hanks if you met him?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, me too. I always wanted to go, because like he was filming that incredibly loud and extremely close or whatever, near our old apartment when we shared an apartment, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just wander around hoping that like I'd run into Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Why can't I even think of his name?
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. No, you vamp for a second.
What in whose name? Another guy in the movie?
No, different.
Ron Howard. Michael J. Fox.
You're getting closer.
Ed Harris.
Oh, I this is what I was planning on doing. Do you think he'd humor me?
Mm-hmm. Tim, he is famous for humoring people.
Yeah, he's a comedian. He's a humorist.
Yeah.
He's gonna win that Mark Twain Award one day.
Mark my words.
If you just walked up to him and went, "Hey, you're Tony Randall," from the classic Mr. Short-Term Memories sketch, I think he would like do the rest of the bit with you.
Yeah. I mean, he did the song from Big with somebody recently.
Like just like a civilian?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I think it was like a YouTuber. So not a civilian.
No.
But
YouTube.
in like a random like a press junket or whatever, and like he still knew the whole thing.
What a good man. Hey.
Yeah.
I can say with complete conviction, I am glad that America elected Tom Hanks our next president. I'm optimistic.
Can you imagine
about
how great that would be?
Like nobody would have a problem with it.
Nobody'd have a problem.
He'd get 99% of the popular vote, and that would
he could have all the same
that would
policies.
amount to roughly 271 of the electoral votes, from what I would understand.
He could have the most horrible policies. It wouldn't even matter because he'd come on and be like, "Come on, guys."
He wouldn't even have to run a campaign. They'd have to like. I understand you have to get on the ballot at some point,
right?
But like, if he announced the night before, like, "Oh, by the way, you can vote for me for president tomorrow,"
just write me in.
I'm not gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Everybody would be like, "Oh, okay."
But just write me in, Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
And it would have happened.
We really blew it.
We really did. We should have just known. We all should have instinctively known, you know what? It's a bad situation. We should write in Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
At least the one thing we can all agree on. But
what are the schools teaching kids if it's not?
If it's not to write in Tom Hanks in every election. People are writing in Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of dummies. They can't be president. They're not real.
Yeah. One of them's a duck and the other one's a mouse, from what I understand.
If you like the show, you can find out more about it at tcgt.com. You can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/complete guide. Follow us on Twitter at Complete Guide. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Tom Reynolds.
You follow me at Your Pal Tim on those things.
If you want to support the show, you can do it the easy way, tcgt.com/Amazon, where you can do all your normal Amazon shopping, especially that Christmas shopping. And we get a little piece, a little taste.
No extra cost to you.
Yes.
It's all above board, totally legal.
The fun way, tcgt.com/pledge, where you can become a Patreon supporter and get a bunch of cool stuff, including access to weekly mini episodes. This week, a new episode of The News starring Tim and Tom.
Yeah. I won't ruin what the news is about this week.
They'll have to listen to.
I think you might be able to.
Yeah, you can figure it out.
Yeah.
If you pick up a newspaper.
Yeah. Read a newspaper for once in your life. Or don't. Just listen to The News starring Tim and Tom.
Save all that money on newspapers.
That's
For the-
tcgt.com/pledge.
For the price of just a few newspapers, you can get this every
You
week.
get a 15-minute or 12-minute thing once a
Yeah.
week.
I think that's all the plugs, Tim.
Yeah.
No.
I hope this was nice, Tom.
It was nice, Tim. It was nice to get away from reality for a bit and
Yeah.
live in a world where Tom Hanks rules.
Yeah. Maybe we can. Where does Tom Hanks live, do you think?
I think he's got apartments I think he has an apartment in New York, but he lives primarily in California. in Los Angeles.
I'd like to hang out at Tom Hanks'
Well,
house.
I mean, now you're getting into, you can't say this kind of stuff. Where does he live? Yeah, I'd like to hang out there.
No, but like,
What kind of security do you think he's got?
no, Tom, you're putting words in my mouth.
Uh-huh.
I think it would just be very reassuring. I think he'd be willing to
Reassure anybody?
reassure anybody who's thinking like maybe look to Hanks.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what he's doing. He'll I don't know what I'm talking about. Drink too many beers.
We'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.